Hello and welcome to Resin Crafting with Chris Collected. And on today's episode, I got some new molds in, and so let's see what we can do with the rest of this epoxy resin. We're going to be using the Techno-Ruse colors. This is a chameleon pigment powder. As you see, we'll be using two different powders today. Aren't they beautiful? I also wanted to add in some silver glitter. And some little sakura flowers. This is a two-part epoxy resin that we'll be using today. And I wanted to go ahead and use up the rest of what I had in these bottles. I get these bottles from craftkitsune, which is a monthly subscription service where you can get resin crafting delivered to your door. And they always give you a little bit extra, and so we wanted to use it up today in this video. Now it's time to gently stir. Ah, there we go. Nice and smooth now. Now we're going to be using two different colors today, so I'm going to go ahead and split the resin into two different cups. First up is the blue cyan purple chameleon pigment. That one's a mouthful. All mica powder seems to come sealed, and I always make a mess when I open these things up. Next up is this gold chameleon powder. I went ahead and added the silver flakes only to the blue powder, and the sakura flowers will only be added into the gold pigment. Now we stir the powdered pigment into the existing resin until it's nice and smooth. We don't want any leftover mica bits. And let's go ahead and stir up the blue as well. That really turned out excellent. And stick around to the end so you can see the final products. These blue with silver really turned out great. Oh no, I got stuff all over my mold, and so I went ahead and cleaned it. Now let's get ready to pour. I went really slow on these ones as they are very shallow. I would say no more than ½ inch in depth. And they have little laces and handles to them. These are actually fondant molds. And so you see at the end, because they are not shiny like the X and O and the butterfly and the Mickey Mouse, it does not come out the same. And you can see at the end of the videos the difference. The X and O molds are also difficult to do because they are, again, very shallow. They use very little amount of resin. But the results are stunning. This is another new mold that I have gotten recently, and it makes cute little cupcakes. For some weird reason, they decided in this mold to do 2 high heels, but they're not the left and right heel, so you can never actually produce 2 shoes. You can only ever produce 1 shoe. And the 2 shoes are slightly different in design, so they're not even the same shoe. I don't quite understand why they did that. I also did not know quite how to handle these handles. And so I think I've overpoured a little bit. You'll see later in the video how I fix that. The benefits of being both left and right-handed. I can always switch what hand I'm holding all of this in. Something that I didn't think about at the time, but realized after I poured out most of the resin in this gold one, is that all the flowers, because they're heavy, they sunk right to the bottom. And so only the last few molds actually get any of the flowers. In the future, I might just throw some of the flowers on top of it afterwards, like I did in a previous video for glitter, but I think it'll work better with these heavier things that will actually sink. If you're enjoying today's video, make sure to subscribe to the House of Improvements. It is hofirugs on all platforms. I had a tiny bit of this blue left over, and so I realized as I was making this O, I could make it extra special. Okay, I had a little bit left over, and I also got this new mold. This is from the same person I got the Naruto molds in the previous video. And you may have seen this on my Instagram or my TikTok, hofirugs, where I put out shorts and small little reels of all the little resin molding, demolding, and other things that I make. Make sure to check it out. I decided against using the blue in this one and kept them both pure. I think it turned out really well that way. At this point, you can kind of see that I had a little bit left over, and of course I went to my favorite mold, my Kakashi mold. And he ended up with most of the flowers. I did actually try to record this video from a different angle, and unfortunately I kept putting the cup or other things in the way, and I didn't realize that at the time, and it just pulled focus, and unfortunately it just ended up being very blurry footage. But I am working in the future to do multiple camera angles. You know me, I always want to get every last little drop of resin out. This is not a cheap hobby or craft at all, and so you definitely want to make sure you can stretch your dollar. And see, this is when I realized, oh no, I hadn't put any of the flowers, they all sunk to the bottom, and so I'm just desperately trying to throw little flowers into any of these things. But most of them end up going into the Kakashi mold. And while some of these pieces may be for sale in the future, I think I'm definitely going to keep that one. As we're finishing up for today, I wanted to say hi, my name is chriscollected. I'm the hands you see in this video and all the videos that I make on my channel, The House of Improvements. I am a queer, subversive artist specializing in digital and physical media. I do make things that are for sale as well as videos that you can watch and enjoy. Please make sure to subscribe to my channel as you can see all the amazing things that I make and I have for sale. Thank you so much for watching. Stick around and we have a few images of what they look like when they're all done. Thank you so much, and have a wonderful week.